Update on the shed. So here's the generator I had. Obviously that one's not going to work. So that's the one I ended up buying. Here's the shed I built. Come look inside. I'm gonna block this door up. Alrighty, so you got this one room. This is for the generator. I have a smaller generator already, but I'm gonna buy another one. I'm going to get a dual fuel one, something that runs on propane and gas. That'll go in here. I'll have exhaust going through and out into a big long pipe and muffler, and that'll pipe it out behind the unit here. Probably do a false ceiling here on this side and on the other side. Like a drop ceiling. Oh, that's picking up in there or not, but you can see those hinges. Got 3 5/16 bolts with broad washers and grease on there, so it moves nice and smooth and slick. The bottom one is a lag screw. This here is the generator side. I'm going to have some gas cans on the other side. Keep everything separate. Maybe some propane tanks as well. So we can look at this other side now. It's just barely touching up there. That's where that squeak comes from. A little wear in. Looks pretty nice in there. Now I am going to add kind of a lowered ceiling. So it'll be about this height and then come straight across. And that way the roof can get as hot as it wants and then vent out, and then down below here it'll stay cooler. And yeah, it'll just be nice. Do that for the other side as well. You can see everything's looking. See those hinges. Bit of an overkill, maybe. I think it looks great though. Leave your comments down. Sorry I didn't get footage of me building it. Actually didn't think I was going to show you it. Still might not show you it. Don't know. We'll see if this video gets out or not. But basically what it is for the floor I used pallets. Like that blue one. But yeah, I have 2.5 pallets below here. Everything's screwed together. Got a nice 3/4 inch plywood on the base, and then just 3/8 OSB on the inner walls. With I just did a wood frame, 2 feet on center studs, basically the construction of it, with the tin and the OSB. tin was free. I just taped the inside of the holes. I got to go on top and put some kind of caulking or something in the holes to ensure that it's watertight. The tin was free, so it didn't cost me anything. Biggest cost was this OSB. Pretty much everything else was free. This is an old 3/4 inch plywood sheet from out of my bus, so that didn't cost me anything. So a very nice shed done on the cheap. Generator shed. But yeah, there you go. I'll probably have some tanks of gas in here, and then maybe a bottle or two of propane for that dual fuel generator I'm going to buy. I'll show you an update on that when I get that done and in there. Anyways, leave your comments what you think. Yeah, I like the look of it. But yeah, I can give you more information on how I built it if you want. Just leave it in the comments and I'll reply. Other than that, it's pretty much straightforward. Update on the shed. So here's the generator I had. Obviously that one's not going to work. So that's the one I ended up buying. Got a new Furman. Has the alert on it. This is the newer model. T08072. I think the old previous one was T075071 or something like that. Main difference, I don't know if there is really a difference. The peak is 10,000 with 8,000 running. The other one was 94 peak with 7,500 running. Though natural gas rating is the same. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference. Just marketing probably. They had another model before this with the alert. It was gray. Yeah, other than that, I believe this is the newest model. I don't know if they still have or sell the T075 model. You can let me know in the comments if you know. But it's a big boy. That fills up that space pretty good. The box is bigger than what the unit actually is because of all the parts inside, so it's not going to be this tight of a fit. However, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to have exhaust fan put in up top. I'm going to have fresh air in, and I'll have this all hooked up. I'm going to run a natural gas line from my house to it. That's not going to be right away though, because I got to run like a 100-foot line out here. I'm going to have to run probably a 1-inch line. With the previous model, it was 101 cubic feet or something of at 50% load is what it required. So, and I think a 3/4 inch line does 104 at 100 feet long. So I'm going to have to step this up to make sure I have enough and go with a 1-inch line. Advertise a 3-year warranty with it. So I'm kind of curious how it works. There's a lot of people that have had lots of success with it. Some people complain about the power being kind of dirty. A lot of other people have hooked it up to their house and not had any issues. I wonder if those people that had issues with it possibly damaging their delicate electronics, laptops, whatever. I'm assuming they probably hooked it directly to the machine. This will be hooked to the house, which is another thing. I'm going to have to dig and bury in electrical from this to the house, which is 100 foot or so. So that's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do just a back feed with this. I'll have a lockout on my box, so there shouldn't be any issues with any of that. Yeah, I'm going to make a platform for this. This will sit on top of a platform. There's drain plug on the bottom of the unit for servicing, so I want it up in the air so I don't have any issues with that. But yeah, I'll get this unboxed and fired up and make sure everything's running and working good, just to make sure that I have no issues before I permanently mount it. I'm going to run the exhaust through the wall as well. Right back here, got this old exhaust pipe. It's from my old Bronco, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Got a nice big long muffler there, short little glass pack. It should make it pretty quiet. And then I'll have the inlet for fresh air in, and then the exhaust will go up there. And like a lot of people do, they hook up the fan into the unit itself, so that way it powers itself. I'll do that as well. I'll have a switch on it. I might even go as far as putting some kind of thermostatic switch, so as the heat builds, it'll kick in or out as it needs, so it's not continuously running if it doesn't need to. I mean, in the summer it's going to get hot, and yeah, that fan will be continually running, but in the winter it might not need to run all the time, so I'll probably hook in a thermostatic switch. But yeah, it's looking good. Got some fuel and propane tanks. That's why this is divided. Separate room for that. But yeah, I'll try to run this mostly on natural gas, and then as I need it, propane and fuel. I'm kind of excited. I'll show you guys the process as I'm going through and putting in the different vents and stuff. Now, this is not insulated. We have a 2x4 wall. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty quiet. It's 100 feet from my house, and 100 feet or more from any neighbor around me, so I don't think it's going to be the loudness of it's not going to be an issue. I know they can run fairly loud, these machines, but I think it'll be good. But yeah, there's the look at what I got going on. This is a regular non-inverted generator. There are benefits to an inverter generator. You get smoother, cleaner power, less chance of disrupting your electronics. But really I'd have to buy 2 of those to hook them up to do what this one can, and I don't know. Maybe it was a better way to go the other, getting an inverter, but I got this one. This one is a bonded generator, which means your neutral and ground are joined. So if there's a issue somewhere in the line, it has a path back to the source, so the breaker will kick out. There are certain applications where you want bonded and others where you don't want bonded. This one's going to be hooked up to the house, and it's bonded already at the house, so you really don't want a bonded generator unless you're just running an extension cord. This is going to be I'm going to have a supply line that I'm going to bury in the ground and bring it into the box itself. So I'm hoping I can find in there. Maybe I'll contact a company and see if I can unbond this for my application, or other words, I'll have to keep this separate from the main power, meaning this neutral and the neutral, I can't hook up to the neutral bar. I have to have basically a breaker or switch in between. So this is 100% disconnected when the power's on, and then the power neutral ground are 100% disconnected when this is connected. That way it runs safely and properly. But I'll have to see what I do there.